Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Osman. In today's episode, we get a sneak peek at the county's new voting equipment. We learn more about the hazardous waste collection event for county residents, and then accompanying the clock change comes several seasonal policies. In the Volusia Here and Now segment, Kendra Lee previews the cornucopia of fall fun around the county. In Solutions for Your Life, Jill Topher gives us the benefits to adding yogurt to our diet. And finally, joining Community Information Director Dave Byron in the studio is Stephen Scherer with Votran. Those segments, news, and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. Stay tuned. Volusia County's new elections equipment has arrived and is undergoing testing for the next few months, so it will be ready for the presidential primary March 15th. The Volusia County Council approved the $2.2 million purchase of the new voting equipment in July. According to Supervisor of Elections Ann McFall, the machines are more user-friendly and will count ballots faster.
The DS200 is a lot like what voters are used to. You mark a ballot with a pen and stick it in the unit, and it counts it. In regards to poll workers and the work they have, the poll workers will find the DS200 much easier to set up and much easier to take down. The next piece of equipment is the Express Vote. It's to replace the touchscreen as we know it as the ADA equipment. That's for persons with disabilities. I think the disability community will like it, the ease of using it, the ease again of opening the polls and closing is so much easier. And then finally, the piece that I like the best is the DS850. That counts the absentee votes. Previous to 2015, absentee votes were counted at 300 ballots an hour. The DS850 counts them 300 ballots a minute. So that's really, really good.
Supervisor McFall will give previews of the new equipment around the county in November. Residents can learn how to use the new voting machines at the locations you see on your screen.
We have sessions countywide that we want to open up to the public, particularly our poll workers. Any of the elected officials who have concerns, city, county, state, or federal, is welcome to come.
Volusia County has nearly 330,000 registered voters. 38% are listed as Democrats. 35% are Republicans. 24% have no affiliation, and 3% have a minor party affiliation. For more information on Volusia County's Elections Department, you can go online to volusiaelections.org. It's dangerous and illegal to dump household hazardous waste in your trash. Materials such as paint, used oils, pesticides, fluorescent lamps, car batteries, and cleaning chemicals could contaminate groundwater if disposed of improperly, or it could pose a threat to the owner if it's kept for too long. To make it easier for residents to dispose of these materials properly, Volusia County's Solid Waste Division will sponsor a free household hazardous waste collection event in New Smyrna Beach Saturday, October 31st from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. The event will be at the New Smyrna Beach Public Works Office at 124 Industrial Park Avenue in New Smyrna Beach.
Our most popular drop-off is the paint. The other would be automotive fluids, household chemicals, pool chemicals, batteries, that would be car batteries or any rechargeable battery, fluorescent bulbs, and anything else you might have laying around your house that's considered a hazardous waste. We do accept sharps, however they do have to be in the red approved containers, and you will not get your container back.
Only unmixed household hazardous waste is accepted. Businesses are not eligible for free disposal during these collection events. Residents also may bring their household hazardous waste and electronic waste to the Tomoka landfill in Port Orange or to the West Volusia transfer station in DeLand year-round for free disposal. These facilities also provide a paint exchange program for residents without charge. For more information about the Household Hazardous Waste Program, the Electronic Waste Recycling, and the Paint Exchange Program, you can visit volusia.org/recycle. You know the old saying, spring forward, fall back. It reminds us to turn our clocks ahead in the spring and back in the fall. This year, daylight saving time ends and standard time resumes Sunday, November 1st, so don't forget to set your clock back when you go to bed Saturday night. You'll get an extra hour of sleep. November 1st also is the day when Volusia County's lawn watering schedule changes. Residents may water their lawns once a week until daylight saving time resumes March 13th. That's when the 2-day-a-week schedule will return, according to Tom Carey of Volusia County's Environmental Management Division.
Well, most landscapes need some water over the fall and the winter, but your point is very valid. Landscapes should not be watered unless they really need the water. If it rains, then you're probably good for about a week in the fall and the winter. A good test on your lawn is to step on it and to see if the leaf blades come back. If they come back, your turf has plenty of water. If there's a grayish color in your turf, then it probably needs water. But if it's in the normal green tint, you don't need to water the grass at all.
People who live at odd-numbered addresses may water Saturdays, and people at even-numbered addresses may water Sundays, while businesses may irrigate on Tuesdays. Each zone of an irrigation system may be watered for no more than 1 hour and 3/4 of an inch a day. Watering is not permitted between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. The restrictions apply to all county residents, including those living in city limits. They also apply to all water sources, including private wells and pumps. Unincorporated residents who violate the water conservation ordinance may be fined up to $500. The time change also is a reminder to change the batteries in smoke alarms. Smoke alarms can save lives if they're functioning properly, but studies show that most smoke alarms don't work because of missing, dead, or disconnected batteries. According to the National Fire Protection Association, 2/3 of home fire deaths occur in homes without a working smoke alarm.
Smoke detectors save lives, and we want our folks, our public, to recognize the importance of having a working smoke detector in their house, certainly several if they can find placement for them. And what we'd really like to see is that they place them outside the sleeping areas or inside the bedrooms, and that they also have a smoke detector on every floor of the house, if possible.
Volusia County Fire Services offers free smoke alarms and even installation assistance to residents in unincorporated areas of Volusia County. To learn more about water conservation and fire prevention, you can go online to Volusia County's website at volusia.org.
Many of the items you throw out are not biodegradable and take centuries to break down. Reduce, reuse, recycle are separate but interconnected ideas that minimizes waste and saves money. The process is simple. The best way to reduce waste is to avoid creating it. According to the EPA, on average, Americans each produce over 4 pounds of trash per day. To help reduce trash, switch from plastic to reusable bags. Next, reuse items destined to be discarded. Get creative in reusing trash to reduce waste and save money. Finally, recycling takes items from materials that are discarded and turns them into new products. For example, plastic bottles can be recycled into carpet and benches. Many communities make recycling easy by offering programs such as curbside pickup. Newspaper, plastic bottles, glass, and pop cans are all recyclable items. Reduce, reuse, recycle decreases the amount of waste people create. Help keep our earth clean. Make the choice to reduce, reuse, and recycle today.
Though it might still be too warm to break out your scarves and fall coats, several Volusia County farms are taking full advantage of the autumn season. Here and Now reporter Kendra Lee headed out to some farms to highlight some fall favorites.
Volusia County's farm and ranch families produce a bounty of agricultural products, managing a large portion of our county's land base and serving as caretakers of our natural resources and diverse ecosystems. This year, the farms have taken things up a notch and gotten fall fever. Rachel Van Landingham of Heritage Farms in DeLand tells us just how involved fall can be on a farm.
This is our second year having a corn maze, pumpkin patch, and hayride. And last year was the first year, and so this year we're just trying to do a little bit more, and we have a little bit bigger pumpkin patch and are offering a hayride.
Heritage Farms features a hayride, pumpkin patch, fresh jellies, and other farm fresh goods for sale.
We have the maze, which is $5 per person, and then we also have the hayride, which is $2 per person. The pumpkins are $7. And our fall vegetables are starting to come in, and we have squash, zucchini, cucumbers, radishes, and hopefully some turnips here pretty soon.
And Heritage Farms maze isn't like any other maze you've seen before. This unique fall maze is made of millet.
This year we planted something different that was more thicker, nice and green, and actually produces a flower.
Corn can be troublesome to grow here in Volusia County because of the armyworms. So this year, Heritage Farms decided to use millet as a seeded grain instead of the corn.
And so since it's so thick, you can't see the other paths, and that has less of a chance for people who's going through the maze to cut through and make their own little paths.
But Heritage Farms isn't the only farm in Volusia County adding to the fall fun this season. LaSalle Farms of DeLeon Springs launched a maze for the first time this year. More than 1,000 people already visited the maze within the first 2 weeks. They also feature a corn box, pumpkin patch, and have some seasonal fall vegetables available. Green Flamingo Organics is another local farm celebrating the harvest season. They will be hosting a Down on the Farm party November 13th from 11 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. in Oak Hill.
Getting your kids out of the house and letting them run around the farm is just an awesome experience. Letting them see the vegetables being grown, taking a ride on the hayride, and letting them run and rip around. And especially if you have little ones, maybe they'll go home and take a really good nap for you.
For all the details on fall fun, visit each farm online for more information. For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Kendra Lee.
Today on Solutions for Your Life, Jill Topher, Extension Agent and Registered Dietitian, compares the benefits of Greek versus regular yogurt and gives us some tips on choosing the yogurt that's right for you.
Welcome to Solutions for Your Life. I'm Jill Topher, Registered Dietitian and University of Florida Extension Agent here in Volusia County. Today we're talking nutrition, and our superfood is yogurt. So let's start with the most commonly asked question: what is the difference between Greek and regular yogurt? Well, they both start out with the same 2 ingredients. They're made of pasteurized milk and active cultures of bacteria. The bacteria ferments the milk to create the yogurt. The difference is the Greek yogurt is strained multiple times, so you release the liquid in the Greek yogurt. This concentrates the yogurt and you get a thicker consistency. The other thing that happens with the concentrated yogurt is you're going to get twice as much protein in the Greek yogurt versus the regular. Another benefit: some of the sugar, the lactose that's naturally occurring in milk and yogurt, is released. So you're going to have less sugar content also in the Greek yogurt. On the flip side, our regular yogurt has 3 times the calcium. So when you ask yourself which is better, I would let your taste buds decide for you. Whichever tastes better, you enjoy the consistency, and you're going to use it in your recipes, that's the one that you should choose. So when you're in the grocery store, there are so many options and varieties to choose from. Yogurt naturally has a tangy, tart flavor, so a lot of manufacturers try to mask that flavor by adding excessive amounts of sugar. The best strategy to get the sugar down in the yogurt is to first start with your plain yogurt, no added sugar. From there, you can add the sugar and the flavor that you enjoy, but you can cut way back on the sugar. Maybe drizzle a little bit of honey, a little bit of fruit preserve. Of course, fresh fruit is the healthiest option. Some people like maple syrup, But a good way to start if you've never tried the no added sugar yogurt is to take 3 heaping spoonfuls of the plain yogurt, okay? Then take your favorite flavored yogurt. So we have vanilla here. So we've got added sugar here. Take a heaping spoonful of that, okay? Mix it up and see how that agrees with you as far as your taste palette. It should have just enough sugar to give it a little bit of sweetness and offset the tart flavor, but you can still taste the flavor of the yogurt. So this is a good starting point when you're trying to get the sugar and the added calories down. Another advantage to purchasing plain yogurt is it's great for different recipes. It's very versatile. So people love to use the Greek yogurt because of its consistency as a substitute for sour cream, cream cheese, even butter in recipes. Both yogurts are great to substitute for oils in recipes and quick breads. Of course, you're going to want your plain yogurt around for all your smoothies in the morning. Also dips, sauces, lots of recipes where you can use the yogurt. So it's great to have on hand. So find the right type of yogurt and sweetness level that works for you. And then enjoy your yogurt. With Solutions for Your Life, I am Jill Topper.
It's time to head into the studio with the Director of Community Information, Dave Byron, and his guest, Steve Scherer, General Manager of Votran.
Thank you, Amber, and hi, everyone. Votran, the county's public transit system, is the only transportation option for a good many of our citizens. And ridership is at the point the county is having a hard time keeping up with the demand for new service and rising operating costs. Among the steps Votran has taken is to increase fares to raise revenue and implement system-wide efficiencies that include new technology and a new West Volusia maintenance facility. With us in the studio today for an update on Votran is Votran's General Manager, Steve Scherer. Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Dave?
Hey, it's great to have you. We haven't talked about Votran for a while, so thanks for being with us. Hey, for those folks perhaps that want a little description of Votran, don't know about it, give us kind of a general description.
All right. Well, Votran is the county's public transportation provider. We operate approximately 25 different fixed routes throughout the county. That includes feeder bus service to the Sunrail station in DeBary. We also operate our Gold service, which is a service that's a door-to-door service for people with disabilities who either can't get to a bus stop or can't get from a bus stop to their final destination. And we also operate a flex service down in the New Smyrna Beach area.
In our county, Votran is essentially a social service. You carry people that are of lower incomes and really don't have any other form of transportation.
That's right. The majority of the people that use Votran in Volusia County are transit dependent.
Right.
And I think an interesting fact is that over 70% of the people that use our service either don't drive, don't have a driver's license, or don't have access to a car. So
right.
Votran is their only available transportation option.
And so, Steve, tell us about your budget.
Well, the Votran budget is approximately $21 million a year. A good portion of that comes directly from the county's general fund, actually about $8.2 million. The remainder of the budget is generated from a lot of federal transit administration grants, state grants, the revenue that we generate from fares, and we have advertising contracts, as you probably noticed on the buses. So the good majority of our funds comes from grant funding and the general fund.
As I've learned from you, Steve, if you take all of the revenue sources that Votran has, those grants and the fares and whatever else, and add that up and then compare that with what it costs you to operate this system, there's a difference of about $8 million. And that's that general fund transfer, I think, that you're referring to.
That's correct, yep. The shortfall between the grant funds and the revenue generated is made up by the general fund.
So let's talk about a shortfall. So there's a shortfall of $8 million. Why don't you make a profit?
Well, it's almost unheard of that a public transit system generates enough revenue to cover its expenses.
Right.
It's not uncommon, and Volusia County is no rarity in the industry that the county funds a good portion of the service. So we would have to charge fares much, much higher than what we charge
yeah,
now.
A very unrealistic fare. Yeah.
And we would have to generate the same ridership, which is unrealistic as well.
Sure. Steve, so let's talk about ridership. We've closed the fiscal year September 30th,
Yep.
And you're working on a new fiscal year now. How'd you do last year in terms of total passengers?
Well, we actually carried about 3.4 million boardings on our fixed route. That is slightly down from the previous year.
Right.
Previous year was about 3.7. But I think it's important to keep in mind we actually had two different fare increases over the past 2 years.
Right.
So in February of 2014 we had a 25-cent fare increase, and then in February of 2015 we had a 25-cent fare increase. So the folks that use our service are very sensitive to the fares that we charge.
Very price sensitive people.
Yep, most are on a fixed income, or a lot are on a fixed income. So the fare increases do cause some challenges from time to time for people that use our service. But we hadn't had a fare increase since 2007.
Right.
So that's pretty much unheard of when you look at the cost of services or the cost of products that people use on a daily basis.
We know that there's you know, a lot of growth taking place in Volusia County now. The building industry is literally on fire, building new subdivisions, commercial projects, all that sort of thing. I mean, I would have to think that that would put a lot of pressure on Votran to expand service. I mean, are you experiencing that kind of pressure?
That's one of our biggest challenges. We're constantly getting requests from new developments or new businesses. We want to have public transit provided to our location.
Right.
And the unfortunate reality is that the county just doesn't have the funding to continue to add money from the general fund to Votran's budget to create new service. So we're constantly looking at ways to work with the different cities or work with the developers to create a sustainable funding source to create service to these new areas. But it is one of our biggest challenges.
No, you've looked long and hard at efficiencies to make the service as effective and efficient as it can be. And I know technology, like so many things in our lives today, technology plays a big part in public transit. You've made some big technology improvements.
Yeah, that's some of the things that we've been really excited about over the past couple of years is the technology enhancements. We've got a variety of rider tools, is what our rider tool package is what we call it, available to our riders on Votran.org. They have access to the route tracker, which is live real-time bus information for the location of buses. You can do trip planning through the website. You can also do trip planning through Google Maps.
Right.
But one of my favorites is the text Vo2Go, the text for next bus technology, that basically people that are using our service will have started noticing additional signage at each one of our bus stops.
Right.
That signage includes information about a unique bus stop identification number. Each stop has one. They can actually send that unique bus stop identification number in a text message to the number 321123. They'll actually get a text message back within a matter of seconds that tells them the real-time arrival of the next two buses.
Not the time on the printed schedule, but the
right.
time that the bus will actually be there.
Yep, that's correct. It's based on using the GPS technology that's
very cool.
That's included in all of our buses. But as an efficiency matter, that helps us because those are people that would normally stand at the bus stop, pick up their mobile telephone, call our dispatch or call our customer service department and speak to a person on the telephone. Now they can get that information instantly in the palm of their hand without ever having to pick up the phone and call somebody, which allows our folks to deal with other issues. The technology also allows our dispatchers to see where every bus is, to deal with issues like we experienced this past weekend with Biketoberfest. We often have detours and traffic jams that we deal with, and it helps us to be more efficient in the routing of our buses whenever we're forced to detour.
Sort of interesting because I think of like the air traffic controllers that see where all the planes in the sky are, and your controllers are actually seeing where all the buses are in any given moment.
That's right, real time.
I know, Steve, also that you've enhanced your maintenance presence on the west side of the county, and again, that was another big efficiency. Tell us about that.
Yep, we recently opened a our West Side Maintenance Facility. It's located in Orange City, and it allows us to store vehicles, do full vehicle maintenance. It allows our operators a comfortable facility to check into in the morning and to break in if they work a split shift.
Right.
But we've got a nice facility over there that is going to allow for some growth on the west side. But one of the things that really prompted us to search for that facility and secure that facility was the reduction in the number of deadhead miles that we have to operate now. We were previously having to drive empty buses back and forth from the west side of the county for vehicle maintenance.
Right.
Now that we've got our maintenance facility in Orange City, there's no more need to be driving the vehicles back and forth, not in revenue service. So we're saving a lot of fuel and time performing maintenance and upkeep on the vehicles.
And probably should also note that you work for McDonald Transit, which is a company the county hires to manage Votran. Even though it's a service of the county, all of your employees and so forth work for your company, McDonald Transit, and you've been the only guy the county has had.
Yep, McDonald is very proud to have maintained a relationship with Volusia County for 4 decades.
Wow.
And that's exciting, but that's one of the things that our clients get whenever they contract with McDonald is stability and good quality public transportation management. So we're excited about 40-year relationship, and we're excited about the next 40 years.
So people out there, if they want more information about Votran, perhaps they want you personally to go make a presentation to their group or organization, how do people get more information, Steve?
Best way to get information about Votran is to visit our website, votran.org. Again, you'll find the rider tools, you'll find routes, you'll find history, highlights, achievements of the organization, planning studies, you name it.
Wow.
There's a lot of good information on votran.org. We're proud to be a good bargain, and we're proud to provide a safe, convenient service to the visitors and the residents of Volusia County.
Our guest today, Steve Scherer, he's Votran's General Manager. Steve, thanks for being with us.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
And with that, Amber, back to you.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, you can always feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can go online to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. Incidentally, you can find the County Council's meeting calendar there too. In fact, you can use volusia.org to find out about meeting dates, workshops, topics of interest, activities, and how you can become involved. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly public radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Osmond. Have a wonderful evening.